All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Leo here, CEO and founder of 𝗓𝗓𝗓 Educations. Welcome to another podcast with me. And in today's podcast, I have here with us Mr. 𝗲𝗟. 𝗲𝗟 is one of our students from our job coaching program, and he has done us proud by landing his dream job just moments ago. And the reason I bring him on the show so that he can share his success story, so that you guys can get inspired, because his journey was not easy at all. So I hope some of you out there, you can get to see this message when you need it, when you feel a bit hopeless and in a darkest moment. Okay, so but first of all, 𝗲𝗟, thanks for joining me today, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot for you too. Thanks for that warm welcome.
Yeah, so 𝗲𝗟, for those who do not know about you, can you quickly introduce yourself in about maybe 5 to 6 sentences? Who are you? What did you study? Where do you study? And where do you live at the moment?
Yeah, so my name is 𝗲𝗟, and actually I did my bachelor's in civil engineering from India, and then I came to Australia in 2019 for my master's in civil engineering. I completed my course this year in July. As soon as I finished my course, I was keen to look for jobs, and I started to apply for jobs. And then it was really difficult for me to get a job because I did not have any experience, and most of the employers, they look for experience until today. So yeah, it was really surprising as well, and it's really good to. I'm really happy about that. I got a job right now as a graduate civil engineer. So it's basically a subcontractor company. So yeah, I'm really happy about getting a job in this industry.
God, good on you. Okay, so now let's rewind a little bit. So you say you came here in 2019, right?
Yes.
So when you first came here, like did you expect Australia the way that it was, or did it turn out to be exactly how you expected it before you came to Australia? Was it very different or similar to what you imagined before you came?
No, it wasn't similar. It wasn't similar because what I was expecting is that firstly, I was expecting to get an exposure to industry and the exposure to the university. But as soon as I came here, the COVID started and pandemic started, so things went all different. So it was quite different for me. So like there were like 2 years in lockdown, and it was really difficult. As soon as the lockdown finished, I was unaware of what to do exactly. Whether should I go back to my home country, or whether should I stay here and focus on my job. So it was really hectic and frustrating sometimes. Yes. So yeah, it was really not what I expected. But as time went by, I came back on track and started to focus on what to find a job over here. And yes, and to be honest, I was really not sure if I will get a job, but now, successfully I have got a job right now. So yes, I would definitely would say that there are a lot of vacancies. There are a lot of jobs in Australia right now. So I would like to inspire others as well to look into the job and focus on your course as well.
So tell us. So when did you start to realize that it was not easy to get a professional job in Australia? When did you start to realize that?
While I was studying, I had some of my friends, some of my colleagues as well, who finished studies prior to me. And after they finished studies, they were looking for jobs, and it took them like months, even for some even years. They were still doing part-time jobs over here in Australia. So I thought that what's the use of spending all the money on my studies and just to work for the part-time jobs, even after I study? So that didn't make any sense to me. So that was when I was losing hope. And I was not even aware of the industries, if they are hiring any jobs. What we had in mind, basically what me and my friends had in mind, that only the people who are permanent residents or the people Australians, they get the job, and the rest of the students, they do part-time jobs. So we had a mindset like this. So
misunderstanding.
There was a big misunderstanding. So, but when I got into, when I got to do the research in this for the job, and when I got to know about your course, then when I start to explore more, so things were quite different actually. So,
I got you. So for the ones who watching these guys, when what Faisal just mentioned, I believe this is some common misunderstanding, that most international students have that sort of mindset, which is employers only hire PR or citizen people, or they only hire people with 4 or 5 years of local experience. But obviously, once Faisal has joined our job coaching program, he saw a different reality, isn't it, Faisal? Once you join us, I kind of stretch your mind and I show you what is possible. Is that right?
Yes, definitely. I really appreciate that help you, because when I joined your course, what I was doing basically after I finished my studies, I was just going online, searching for any vacancies, just applying it. Then I didn't know what to do next. I was just waiting for the reply back, which was not quite possible. Then what happened after I joined your course, I got to know about different aspects of applying for the job, not just by applying it online, but by calling it, making cold calls, following up after making cold calls, following up after applying. Then there were different patterns, even to follow up. There was not just one pattern, there were multiple patterns. So that really helped me a lot to get to know about the industries over here and to get to know more about the employers. And in fact, it was quite surprising to know that even though some of the employers, they were, first I felt very hesitant to call them directly. I was quite nervous initially, but I was really happy to know that there were some employers, when I called them, they said that it was like their first time that someone has approached to them like in this way. So so it's really good to know. And rather than just seeing applications online, what they receive, it's better to know someone, or better to hire someone who has contacted them personally. So
Absolutely.
I think, yes. So this approach, I think, is I think one of the best. I think the best approaches to get in contact with the employer.
But obviously, before you start, did you even know that it was possible to call the employer? Did you even know that was possible?
No, not at all. Not at all. I didn't know it. The only thing that I knew was just to go online and apply it online. Yes, that's all I know. Only or by chance, if I could meet any employer by chance, that I think that was the only way, because there were the only thing I would say again is the misunderstanding of the students that come over and that are present over here. And if they just remove the misunderstanding, if they have the mindset that they can just contact the employer, and call them and ask for them for a cup of coffee and go out. Yeah, sometimes they also agree with that, and they can have a chat directly with the employer.
Wow. And do you agree with me that the scripts and the techniques that I teach you how to call, was that helpful? Like this cold call script I gave to you?
Yes, definitely. That was really helpful there, because what we speak naturally that comes out is quite either we speak to in a completely formal way or completely in an informal way. So there is no, so I don't think there was any specific or any good approach while talking like that. But with the help of your script, I guess it covered all the aspects, from introducing ourselves in a good way to what skills we can provide them, and different types of what we say that, and how can we help them in the future. And it covered a lot of aspects actually. So what's the most important thing is that the employer, at the end of the conversation, the employer gets really invested into us, rather than just having a phone call that, hi, I just want to apply for a job. Instead, it was a conversation that they remember it again. If we call them again, they just remember, oh yeah, there were a few employers that I called them second time. They, without introducing myself, they recognized by my voice, and they said, yeah, we remember you from the last time that you called us. So that was really helpful.
Yes, because I think a lot of the viewers, when they watch this video, I think they think that when you call the employer, you can just call and say anything. But actually, like what you said, it was absolutely not the case. You have to learn what to say, how to say it, what question to ask, in what order to ask those questions. And so do you agree with me that it is a skill that they should learn and they should acquire? Do you think that's a good skill to learn and acquire?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Because obviously we have the technical skills that we learn in our courses, but we do not learn how to use those skills and way to use those skills. So I think this your course specifically focuses on how to use, way to use it, when to use it. The timing is perfect, actually. The timing, and it directly hits the employer's brain that, oh yeah, it clicks him directly that something's odd or something's the candidate stands out in a way, rather than seeing candidates applying it online. It definitely makes a difference.
So obviously, cold call is one thing, but I guess there are a lot of other things you also have learned from our program. So what are maybe top other 2 things or 3 things that you think that are worth mentioning that really helps you a lot, other than cold call? What have you learned from our program?
Other than cold call, I would say follow-up, and the follow-up patterns that you have showed, not just by following up by just sending an email. There were different types of follow-up, like sending a gift card, sending a card. Right now it's Christmas time, so I think that this would be a really great opportunity to send a Christmas card, because they would definitely remember someone who has sent them gifts. Nobody forgets anyone who has sent them gifts. So I would definitely recommend that. Well, this was one of the important parts of the follow-up, to send them a gift or send them a gift card along with a post letter. And I would like to add that it never came into my mind that I could just go to a post office, write them a handwritten letter and send them. We think that we only get letters from the councils and stuff like that, but we personally can write. I personally have written a handwritten letter and just went to the post office, and they received it. And after they received it, I just followed it up again. That, did you receive it? And they said, yeah, we received it. That's really appreciable, and they were really happy about it, because it's very rare that someone has sent them gifts without any purpose or without any occasion. So I think that was really helpful, the follow-up patterns, apart from the cold call. And
so now talk about the follow-up. Did you know that you could do any of that before this? Or do you even follow up before, when you apply for the job, before joining our program?
No. While I was studying, I started to apply even while I was studying, while I was finishing my course. Then when I was near to end of my course, I applied. I don't even remember how many number of jobs I had applied. And I did not have any calculation or any record of to whom and where and to whom I even applied. So after your templates that you provided us, and with the help of those templates, after applying for jobs, the set of following up pattern was too good that it was really helpful, because the applications that the employers receive, it's mostly system based. They just click on the software, and the CV works on the software, and it gets filtered that way. But what this following up does is that even if we don't pass through the software, we personally make ourselves more visible to the employer. So that was one of the most important aspects of the following up, by calling them or by sending them an email, because since there are different types of follow-ups, so that doesn't frustrate the employer. Different types of following up maintains a good interaction, even though we are not interacting with them directly, but it's also an interaction. Gotcha. Without really meeting them.
And that also helps to keep you on their mind, because they will think about you. And every time they see a letter, an email, every time they see a thank you card, maybe a postcard coming in, they'll be, I know that guy. And that helps to make you stand out from the rest.
Yes, right? Definitely.
Tell them about walking in, Faisal, because I think that's another thing that you were not aware before this program. How important is walking in to really do that? Knock on the
that was it was the first time experience for me. I never thought about that we can do walk-ins. What I had in mind was that we can only do walk-in after we got a call from them. Then I took some of my folders, some of my hard copies of my CV, of my profile of my projects. Then there were a few companies that I walked into, and the company that I got hired in was like the second company that I walked into.
Nice.
So when I made a walk-in, obviously there were some companies that the employees were not present over there, or there was just the receptionist. But it also, creates an impression that someone came directly for a walk-in, someone had a chat with us. And there were a few walk-ins that I went directly, and it was not just a meeting, but it was kind of an interview, the walk-ins that I had in the first place.
Wow.
So they said, they asked me like, they're like, who did someone tell you to come over here? Who recommended you? Or so even there were employees who were really curious about what made you just come into our company. So at the same time, that made them happy. So I just said that I think this is the best approach to get in contact with the employer. So yeah, it's a good thing for us to walk in, but sometimes even the employers get really happy that someone has come to them directly.
Obviously, and the fact that you're walking in with this employer, they can see that you are very enthusiastic about the role, that
Yes.
you really want it, and that's why they because you told me earlier that's also one factor why he chose to select you, because you show that you're very keen. Can you elaborate on that? Because obviously there are a lot of other candidates applying for that job.
Actually, the one that I got hired in was an advertised job. So I think there were 100 or around 200 applicants for this job. Out of those 200, I would say I was the only one who made a walk-in to his office after applying for the job. So I think that was the first impression that he got. The next impression was that after applying, when I didn't meet him the first time, I made a follow-up by shooting him a text first. After that, I emailed him. Then after a prolonged period of time, I just waited and just made some follow-ups. And when even I was not expecting a call, because since this is holiday time and the end of the year time, then he got free. And the employer contacted me. Then he was like, I'm really sorry about that perhaps you have been calling a few times and you have sending me an email. You even made a walk-in to my office because the receptionist, when I made some calls, the admin picked up the phone call, my phone call, and she noted it down all the times when I called her. So she just reported it to him. But because the employer was not in the office, he was on site, he was not able to attend. Then he said that what he said basically is that these are the number of times that you have called me. These are the number of emails that you have been following up to me. Then let's see what you've got. Then he directly called me for an interview. So I think that set me apart from the other applicants or the other candidates who applied for the job.
And those candidates, they might have more experience than you, and they might be a PR, but because they do not show their hunger as much as you, you won the game, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. Because one of the employer, even in an interview, and after the interview was finished, he said that we know that you're new in this industry. Since it's a new role, and since you're new to the industry, what you have learned in your course is just theory based. That's not practically based, and we just know that you're not expert in this field. But what we want is that, are you keen enough to learn, or are you keen and hungry enough to motivate others as well to do what you can do? So I think the more than the technical skills, I think soft skills are more important while applying for a job or looking for a job.
That's right. So guys, if you guys watching this, if you think that Faisal, he got this role because he have lots of experience or because he's a PR, there's none of that. Okay, so he's a complete fresher, he's a graduate, he's not a PR yet, but the thing that set him apart is the way that he approached the employer, and that really put him into a special category as compared to other candidates who are too scared to approach the employer, or sometimes not even scared. They were not even aware that it's possible. So Faisal, well, how important is it that I change your mindset? Because obviously when you first join us, I feel that your mindset was not very much right, but I start to change your mindset as we progress into the course. how you should think? Like, is it important that your mindset should be fixed first before learning about all this cold call and walking? Do you think
Yes,
mindset is
yes,
important?
yes, definitely. We should definitely change our mindset, because the mindset that we have there is that we're just going to study, we're just going to apply, and that's we're just going to wait. But that's not the case. We should have a mindset that we need to be keen, and we need to be, more focused on. We just basically need to be hungry in order to grab the attention of the employers. So I think, yeah, that really hit me, and I changed my mindset. It was quite different a while ago, because even there are some jobs, while we look up to them, they straight away mention that they specifically mention that looking for someone who has experience, who has 2 years experience, 5 years experience. But when you start approaching them, and when you start talking to them, and when I've started to change my mindset, and started making conversations according to your pattern, according to your course, then there were some employers like, we don't have a vacancy, but what we can do is we can, if you are really interested, we can just put you a place or make a new position for you, so that when you can join us, you can gradually progress in our company and progressively grow. So even one of my friends, Yusuf, also, he took your course, Leo, and he just suggested me, and he advised me to take this course, and even he got the job from because of your course as well. Even he told me, while even his job was not advertised, or that they didn't even hire any graduate engineer recently. It was a job that they made especially for him, basically, just because he was interested. They created a job vacancy, and they created specifically for him. So that's also what motivated me. That
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about create something out of nothing, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like a magician, right? It's really,
yes.
You become you control your destiny. You do not leave it to faith or leave it to the employer. You actually can create it out of thin air. And I think once you're in a program, you have seen that many times, that a lot of our students, the job that they got was never advertised. Indeed, majority of them, the job they got was not advertised. Now, for your case, it was a bit different. That yes, it's advertised, but you still follow the same pattern that I teach. That's what got you the role. If you just apply online and then close eyes, do you think you will get this role?
No, I don't think. Even what I think that this job required some experience. But what I think is that the people who are more experienced than me, like with 5 years or 6 years experience, might have applied for this job. They might be good at these technical skills more than I am, but the only thing that set me apart was your courses, your courses, skills, and what made me get into this job.
Beautiful. Borry, the last two questions, Faisal, is how about the CV, the resume that Erin has prepared for you, the resume, the cover letter? How important is and how good is the resume that we have done for you? Was that useful? Was that good?
Yes, definitely, it was useful, because we had the skills. We just did what we studied, but we didn't know how to showcase it properly on the CV. We didn't know how to present it on a paper as well. So what you provided us with your CV or your cover letter not only showcased our skills in a good way, but it was also, we could, when presenting it in a practical way, or when presenting those skills while speaking, it made much more easier. It was like a good, it made the employer impressed as well when he saw the CV or when he saw the cover letter. Because what usually cover letters are, or what we used to do, me and my friends, as I told you, we just do the templates from the internet.
Different, isn't it?
Yes, for every company, every employer, the cover letter and the CV is completely different. It's not just like you don't use one resume for 10 companies. We have to use 10 different resumes for 10 different companies. So that's what sets the resume apart, and and by doing that, we can really, categorize the things that are important for the company and we can just choose those skills in those CV and apply for that company.
Yes,
and
because
this was really helpful.
Yeah, because I remember Erin, she has to respond to you very, very fast. Every time you apply, you send us 4 or 5 resume at one go, 4 or 5 cover letter at one go, and she has to turn around and get it done for you real fast. How good is our service? How good do you think Erin have done in getting back to you about your CV and cover letter?
Yeah, I used to look up for jobs, and when I spoke to the employees and when I made a phone call, soon after that, after a few minutes or just after a few hours, I would just straight away email Erin, and I would just email her telling that I want to apply for so and so company. I just sent her the links to the companies and just told her to that just please fix this CV and cover letter for me. And she used to straight away, according to those skills the company required, she used to focus on those things and just straight away send me back by night. And that was really helpful actually, because I did not have to work so much by myself. I really got a good help from Erin and you as well.
yeah, because it was, sometimes I remember you gave us so many that we were like, what is going on here? We were overwhelmed. But obviously, because she really cared and we really care about, obviously we know the importance of the CV and about the application, so we work really hard to get it done for you ASAP. So probably last two questions myself, for those who are watching this right now and they are considering to join our job coaching program, would you recommend them? And if yes, like, why do you think they should invest in our program?
Yes, 100%. I would recommend them to join this course as soon as possible. Even if they are studying, I would say you don't have to wait after you study, then get a short course again, then apply for jobs. With what your course, Leo, it does is that it just straight away targets the employer's mind. That I would say, just to make it short, I would directly make an impression on the employer that if a guy wants a job, then if he can follow your course properly, he would definitely get a job. And that's what your course does. And I would really recommend everyone who is watching the video to join this course, because what we have been trying to do from years and what we are trying to do while we are studying, we have like most of the things are completely vague, because we don't have any proper mindset or proper track to what to do and how to do it. But your course, it just makes things more clear basically, and it just focuses on the right things. And with this course, I think you don't have to go anywhere and doing stuff here and there. You just have to focus on this course and you will definitely get a job.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much, because I think a lot of them, they are even considering my program and they might think that it is similar to professional year. Have you heard of PY? Have you heard of this thing called professional year before?
Yes, I have heard about it. And surprisingly, I have seen students finishing professional year. Still, they are not getting the job what they want. Still, they are coming back to the same life they have been doing while they were student doing part-time jobs. So I think professional years just costing you a lot of money and an extra year of studying. And at the end of it, you're not really sure whether you're going to get a job or not. So I would, instead of doing a professional year, I would say that if we get a job over here, that opens a lot of opportunities, because one, that you gain an experience, and secondly, with that experience, it opens doors for your opportunities here in Australia, even if you're going to go for PR opportunities or elsewhere.
That's right.
Anything like that.
Because you went for which package you went for with us? Which package again?
I went for the silver package.
Is it silver or gold? I think it's gold. Is it first? No, gold.
Gold.
The middle one, right? The
middle one. Yeah, middle one. Yeah, middle one. Yeah,
that's the gold one. Gold, yeah. So how much did you spend with us for this package? Do you remember?
Yes, it was around $2,250.
No, it's nearly 3,000, 2,750.
Nearly 2,750. Right. Yeah.
And do you think it's a good investment? That
yes,
you get a lot back? Yeah.
Definitely. If you compare it with the professional year 15,000 and 3,000 that I've invested, the one who is spending 15,000 in PY, at the end of it, he's not really sure if he's going to get a job. While on the other hand, in just a short duration and in a short span of time, I get to know what I have to do to get a job. And it creates the mindset changes, the skill set, the timing changes, the timing for doing things differently. So I think it was really worth it. Yeah.
And you just graduated just recently, right? You say in July, so it's very recent times.
Yes. I graduated in July this year, and I had my convocation in October in this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's just like a few months ago.
Yeah, and in December, I got a call, and I was, to be honest, I was not really expecting, because recently I've been calling to some employers, and they said that they are going to go on a holiday soon, so they are not really in a mood of hiring someone. We'll just think about next year or after the holidays. But before that, the companies that I had applied to, even for the company right now, the Speed Pro Industries that I got into, they were like, you called us a long time, you've been following up from a long time ago, we just want, just before the holidays end, we just want to have a chat with you again, so that when a new year starts, when we have new projects, you can join us in a new year.
Wow. Yeah. And does that make you feel good about yourself now? Do you feel happy? You feel proud? How do you feel now?
Yeah, definitely. I feel really elated. I feel really happy because it's something what we're doing over here in this course was completely out of the box. It was completely different. So that methods and that techniques, I think, helped me to get this job.
No, I'm so happy, Faisal. So I wish you best of luck, and I wish you continue to go and far from here, developing yourself. I know this is just your beginning, and I know from now onwards, this is going to be your projectile just moving up, because the first job is always the hardest. Now definitely. You got the first job, the second, third, whatever it is, it's so easy for you because you got the skill now, you got the exposure now. So please help us to share our information, tell your friends about us, Faisal, so we can help more people. Because there are way too many civil engineers driving Uber, taxi, working in Domino's, Coles, Woolies, and it's really sad reality. But by pushing our information out, more people can, get to become who they meant to be, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, thanks for joining, Faisal. You take care, and we definitely stay in touch, my friend. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time, Theo. Take care. Bye.
Bye.